stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
I signed up, and I've learned an incredible amount from Phil and Steve. The staff at Phil's Gang gives platinum-level service and stock recommendations. You know, it's as simple as that. At the end of a month or so, I've always been in the black. Phil's Gang is a class act. I'm happy to be a member.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed, because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere, because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
The number of mortgages in COVID-related bailouts just got bigger again, back over 3 million for the first time since the start of this month.
That's right. The bailouts, the banks continue to print money. I mean, the Fed continues to print money at a rate of about 26 billion an hour. Okay, 26 billion an hour. So to make sure they can bail out these banks. Now, here's what is going on. And when they keep telling us how, the economy's doing well, and we got this big V-shaped recovery, and the GDP's doing good, I don't want to throw water on this, cold water, but we got a major problem with the banks. I said that going back to, 4 months ago. So these banks are in trouble. And then right after that, Buffett dumped all his bank stocks. Let me explain. A lot of times, as if you look at let's take a mortgage banker. What's a mortgage banker? Well, that can be a company or it can be an individual. They originate mortgages. And they use their own money, their own funds to do that. And they get lines of credit. Now, they hedge themselves against interest rates going up. That's smart. And if the rates go up,
the hedge, make sure they do not lose money. So, pretty good deal. They just don't want to lose money from these customers. So, again, they put these hedges on and make sure they're not going to lose money from customers who locked into a lower mortgage rate. And then they pop up the interest rates. Now, if you go back in March, remember we had the crash, February, went down in March. They flooded, the Federal Reserve came in because we had the crash, flooded the market with money. And that's dangerous when you're flooding the market with money because it forces rates down. Now, the problem is that blows up the hedge that these mortgage bankers have in place. And then what happened is when their hedge was blown up, they're getting margin calls. Now, this was in March. Now, even the best capitalized lender, he was in deep trouble. So, a lot of them, again, either were going into bankruptcy or they stopped lending. And that causes the home buyer demand to stop. Because, again, remember, think about it. If you knock all these guys out of the box, that's why the Federal Reserve is so stupid. If you go in and you knock these guys out of the box, and they're either going to go bankrupt or they're going to turn around and they cut back lending. When you cut back lending, then the demand dries up for housing, and then there's a lot of mortgage delinquencies. And that's why they've been printing this money every day to go in and buy these mortgages from buy these loans from these bankers. So the Federal Reserve prints money, goes in and says, look, God, we don't want you to go out of business, the banker. So they go in and keep printing and printing, and then they buy these mortgages to keep them alive. And that's what they've been doing. Now, I want you to understand when you hear we got this V-shaped recovery. All right. Well, think why is it that they had to, the Fed buy $250 billion worth of mortgages in 2 weeks? In 2 weeks, $250 billion. Because remember, the mortgage bankers, these companies were in deep trouble. And again, if you turned around and let them go down, then the demand for housing would dry up. So they couldn't let that happen. So they bought $250 billion worth of mortgage-backed securities in 2 weeks. Now, I want to put that in perspective. You say, so what? Well, now think about what they say. We're in this great recovery, V-shaped recovery. 2 weeks. Now, let's go back to 2008 or 2007 to 2010 when we had the huge housing crisis. You know how much they bought back then? Just $80 billion. $80 billion. They bought $80 billion in mortgages, mortgage-backed securities. $80 billion in the height of the worst housing crash we ever had. Now they're doing $250 billion. We're in far deeper trouble. These banks are in such deep trouble. And that's why you see the market being so volatile. One day it's up 200 points, next day it's down 600 points, up 300, down 1,000. Because once these, it's housing. That's the only thing we have in this country. We don't make anything anymore in this country. We don't manufacture anything. I'm not saying we don't manufacture anything, but I'm saying to the point where we used to when we were the number one in the world. So when I listen to how great the economy is, yes, I'm glad the economy's growing, but from where? It's growing from a big hit. It's going down 32%, for God's sakes. Went down 32%. Now you come back up 32%. Everybody's celebrating. Yes, that's good. That's fine. I like that. That's good. Better than nothing. But it doesn't get us out of trouble. It doesn't get us out of trouble. It doesn't get us out of a depression, recession. All you're doing is you make those big losses, you gain those back, but we're not moving forward. We're not moving forward. And the only way you can move forward, if we can take these companies, these CEOs, and go back to what Reagan did with these stock buybacks and quantitative easing. They're for emergency only. You know who turned around and decided to make it full time to rig the stock market? Obama and Biden. Remember, Reagan set up the plunger team. And then he said, look, let's use this when there's an emergency. That's it. But Obama, he wanted to build his welfare. He wanted to increase his welfare empire. So all this money in the last 12 years, everything's been fake. Everything's been fake because all these CEOs been doing is using this quantitative easing, which is nothing more. It's a fancy word for flooding the market, flooding the financial centers or financial economy with money. And that destroys the economy because all that happens when you do that, the big boys, the banksters, the guys who control the stock market, 10%, just 10% of the population control 85% of the market. They become enormously rich. The rest of the country gets destroyed. But what happens, it's masked as long as they keep interest rates low and people can go out, get credit, and borrow, buy cars and all this stuff. What's going to happen? I'll tell you when I get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grant at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. Phil'sGang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With Phil'sGang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to Phil'sGang.com. Phil'sGang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. With the Phil'sGang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at Phil'sGang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At Phil'sGang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And Phil'sGang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the Phil'sGang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at Phil'sGang.com. That's Phil'sGang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let Phil'sGang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at Phil'sGang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Phil'sGang.com.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to Phil'sGang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to Phil'sGang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Remember, join my gang free for 10 days. You'll see how the color-coded chart called the Pro 2 works perfectly. It tells you when to buy a stock. It tells you when to get out, so you're always getting out in time. You don't wake up to a surprise. Now, the Pro 2, I designed it. Took me years to design it. It works. First, it'll turn yellow when the institutions start pulling money out. And then, when they pull enough money out, it starts turning red. So you know when it starts turning yellow, you get a heads up before it turns red. 85% of the people lose money in the market because they don't know when to get out. Well, with the Pro 2, you know when to get out. And if you doubt that, I'm giving it to you for 10 days, free, with a membership. With a membership. Oh, also, by the way, we got filled on our Team Trader Academy Volume 1. It's going to be November 7th, next Saturday, 12 to 3 p.m., and November 8th, 12 to 3 p.m. That's Eastern Time. It's going to be archived for 3 months, so you don't have to come. It's going to be a comprehensive education program on defense, offense, a lot on shorting. Now, we only had it open for 50 people because our experience has been that when we do these, that we get so many questions, follow-up questions after, we get buried. And sometimes we can't get back to people for a while, and they get impatient with it, and they got mad. So last night we decided we brought another person in. Actually, it's going to make two new people coming in, and to take the load off. So what we did is we extended it 25 more spots, I should say, and now we have 20 left. We sold 5 of those. So, but we brought another person in, so that way there we can handle the afterload. Because you wouldn't believe how you get buried, because people are learning, they got a question and they want to know right away. So, but we expanded it this morning, 25, so we have 20 left. Now, 20 spots, so if you're interested, please sign up early. It's next Saturday, okay? And the reason, too, we wanted to expand it is because of the crisis that we're in right now. And we want to make more money. So, but really, too, at the same time, we want to make money. We're in business to make money. At the same time, we're going to help out some more people. Now, we keep the price very low, $125. Other trading academies do what we're doing, cost you $2,500, but we do a better job. We do a better job. And you can be the judge of it for $100 a quarter. Now, you're going to get it for 3 months free to use it. So you really got to start learning to sell a stock short. It's easy. Instead of every time the stock's going down, you think you're going to find a place to hide? Oh, they tell you, diversify your portfolio, diversify your portfolio. You're going to diversify yourself right into bankruptcy. There's no place to hide. That's just a scheme to tell you cost average down. That's Wall Street. They lose money when you get out of the market. They want to keep you in the market. So we're going to have all kinds of neat little things that's going to really help you. Really help you. For example, when you start out and you are buying a stock, most people have no clue when to enter that stock. So in other words, they'll hear Kramer or somebody say, "Oh man, look at this great stock, and I know the CEO, and he's a good friend. I had him on my show. I like this guy. I like Doug Joe Suckface. I like him." Yeah. Well, here's the problem. So you buy a stock at $30, but you don't know when you're buying it, is there enough institution buying in there that's going to keep it going up? Or you get in, it starts going up, and then it collapses. Well, that's the beautiful thing about this Pro, too, because when you get in, for example, Toll Brothers, if you go back and take a look at Toll Brothers back in June, it started to go up at around $28, and it was red, and then it got up to around 31. Then it got up around 32. And if you got in, there was a high probability it could collapse on you. Now, it didn't. It went right to green, so you knew, okay, I'm safe, let's buy. But a lot of times it doesn't do that. A lot of times you think you're in a stock and you're safe and it's going up, then all of a sudden you get a big move to the downside. It protects you from that. But even better, it'll turn yellow also, by the way, when money is coming out. And then it'll turn red. So you can then turn around and just short it. So, for example, we've been shorting the housing stock, Halliburton. Not Halliburton, that's my oil. KBH. We've done good with Halliburton shorting. KBH. So KBH, and I told everybody, in March, when they lowered these interest rates in March after the crash, I said, the worst thing you could be doing is buying a house. Let's buy the stock, but don't go buy a house. Because they flooded, the Federal Reserve flooded the market with all this money, and it drove rates down, was destroying the mortgage brokers, the bankers rather. And it was killing them. So people are buying these houses at low rates, and they're buying houses when houses are going up 8%, 9% a month. They were buying a bubble. And so now you take a look at all these, like Halliburton, they thought they died and went to heaven after March. They thought, wow, this is great. market collapsed, right? Went down 30, 40%. And now all of a sudden everybody's jumping into builders. They're all getting rich. But guess what? We were in Halliburton. I mean, KBH. Keep talking about my Halliburton. KBH. We were in KBH. And we got into KBH around $19. Now, remember, before we got in, it was a low of $10. So why did we get in at around $20? Why would we do that? I'll give you that answer when I get back. Remember, sign up for my gang. It's free for 10 days. Learn.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grant at philsgang.com. Are you tired of being lied to about some magical economic recovery that only benefits the 1%? And then when the market does collapse, you're sitting there calling your broker, what do I do? When you should be shorting? Learn how to short the market. Continue to listen to my radio show, philsgang.com. Become a member, only $39.95 a month, and learn how to short.
Don't wait. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Okay, welcome back to Phil's Gang. Remember, join my gang, philsgang.com. It's free for 10 days, and you get the color-coded chart, which you're going to love. Tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to run like hell. And best of all, tells you to start shorting. Now, once again, the value of this chart, it identifies when you get into a stock and you just get in and you don't know. You have no clue. People have no clue. Is it safe to get in? So you get into a stock, let's say at $73, you think you're safe. Then all of a sudden you're up around $80 and it totally collapses and you go, this market, I hate this market. No, if you had the chart, it was from 73 to 80. It's telling you not to get in. It's red. It's telling you don't get in. There's not enough institutions to hold it. Then when it finally turns green, now there you go. And if it goes from, let's say you had a stock and it went from $10 to $20, and it was red, and then it turned green. You didn't have a collapse. You go, I should have got in early. It didn't collapse. No, it doesn't work like that in life. Okay, so the next time you're going to avoid it, you get in and it collapses. No, the beautiful thing is, you have control of the market. You're taking the rigged market and using it to your benefit. The market is rigged. A lot of times when you get into a stock and you don't know it's red, you don't know the institutions aren't putting enough money in, you don't know that. So you're going in, you're gambling. Well, you take the gambling, the speculation out of the equation when you use the chart because it's telling you it's red. We don't speculate. See, speculation is like going down to Macy's and you see a $200 suit. And you take the suit, you bring it out in front of the store at Macy's. Say, I'm going to sell this $200 suit for $400. That's pretty stupid, isn't it? If all the suits are inside the store $200, you take it out and you think you can get $400. That's speculation. Why would you want to do that? Stupid. Well, the color-coded chart takes that speculation away. And after a while, you're going to get so dependent on it, then you're going to get confidence. You're not always going to be worried, the market's going to go down. And when the market does go down, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity. For the first time in your life, you're going to make money on the way down. The reason why people can't make money in a 401k because they're not allowed to short it. It's bad enough if you take any 401k and think about it, you have 2%. Okay, you have 2% right off the top. Expenses, and then what's left, you got to pay a quarter of what's left to Uncle Sam. That leaves you about 2%. That gets wiped out with inflation. That leaves 1%. Takes you 70 years to double your money because you can't short it. You got to sit there and get killed. This crash that we're going to be involved with here shortly, you're going to get killed in your 401ks. You can't short it. Isn't that ridiculous? It's crazy. Now, here's another thing. I told you when they turn around. And they did this quantitative easing where they printed out all this money, and it was only supposed to be used for emergencies. And it was Obama who turned around and said, no, we're going to use it for full time. We use it all the time. And they have been now for 12 years, destroying the country. Now, again, they rigged the market, as I said, with quantitative easing by making sure the rates are at zero. They give the money to the CEOs, and the CEOs can borrow and borrow and borrow and borrow, and they can keep buying their own shares down, and they get rich because their compensation is tied to the stock price going up. But everybody else gets screwed because they're not putting money back into their own business for new equipment, IT spending, new machinery, new plants, which increases you, the worker, your productivity, which wages go up. But there's something else that they really rig the market with, and that's why my color coded chart works. And that's why, again, if you come to my my Team Trader Academy, Volume 1, November 7th to 12 to 3 Eastern Time, November 8th, 12 to 3 Eastern. It's archived for 3 months, so you don't even have to come. It's only $125. And you're gonna, with the tools that we give you, you don't have to worry about the market being rigged. Another way they rig the market is stock index futures. Talked about that yesterday. They use it to rig the market. You ever notice how the market goes down, closes down 1,000 points like the other day? 1,000 points. Then it turned around the next morning, opened up 200 points. How can you go from 1,000 up to 200? How the hell can you do that? What happened overnight that made the market go down 1,000, but you recovered where it's up 200? What they did is the plunger team went in and they rigged the market. They bought stock index futures. That's all. They just buy stock index futures. And when they do that, they're buying cheap stock. See, it used to be that when markets crashed or markets corrected, a big correction, the Federal Reserve would pour all kinds of, would buy all kinds of stock. The liquidity they used to put in, especially after a correction, especially during a crash, it was unbelievable. So what they decided to do, they didn't want to keep flooding, because when you flood the market with so much money, I just explained to you, look what happened. It moved those interest rates down, and it killed all the mortgage lenders. And because, again, when you keep pouring and printing money and putting in, and then like what happened with the mortgage bankers in March, 7 months ago, when they went in and put all this money in, $250 billion. Remember, during the crisis of the housing crisis, the biggest housing crisis ever from 2007 to 2013, they only put in $80 billion. It crushed them. They're all ready to go into bankruptcy. And that means you have fewer lenders. That means home buying demand dries up, causing millions and millions of mortgage delinquencies. And so then they turn around and they print even more money. Now they go in and they buy, the Fed buys all those mortgage delinquencies. It doesn't do anything for the economy. It makes the economy worse. All it does is keep the banks afloat, just propping them up. Now you go to, but when you go to these stock index futures, where they go to prop the market up, because it's cheaper for them to go in and buy stocks and buy the futures. Instead of going in and buy actually stocks, you buy the futures. So they can flood, they can buy these, they can prop up the market, and they don't have to use as much liquid as they did in the old days. In the old days, they didn't go in and buy stock index futures. They just kept pouring money in the Treasury. But now, this saves them a lot of money. But at the same time, it destroys the economy. It's terrible. And that's what's going on. And so what we're seeing, all this collapse in the market, I told you, and here it is. I said this on January 16th, 2018. I said it was over. It was over.
I want everybody to mark down this date, January 16th, today. That Phil Grandy said, on this date, January 16th, this is the beginning of the stock market crash. The crash will be caused by China, the FANG stocks, and I believe we are going to get at least a 5% pullback between now and the second week of February. Remember, stock market crashes just don't happen overnight. They can take as long as a year before you get the capitulation. The capitulation, I believe, will be in December of this year, 2018, or the first quarter of 2019. But there's no question the catalyst will be China.
And it is. China's the one that gave us the bug. And so what happened was, after we had that crash, they were able to rig the market back up again. And then it collapsed again. That's what we had. And they're saying, well, it's the pandemic that did that, Phil. No. The pandemic, they pulled the trigger. That's all the pandemic did. It was going to collapse anyways. They pulled the trigger. Incredible. People are always blaming the pandemic for this lousy crash we had. It was going to crash anyways. We haven't had a healthy market in 12 years. It's all been fake.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Why pay thousands of dollars for a weekend seminar when for only $39.95 a month, philsgang.com provides all the daily market investing information you need to make profits in the stock market. With over 40 years of investing experience, only Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team provide daily live investing webinars, up-to-the-minute market updates, all the investing educational videos you can imagine. Don't hesitate to learn, invest, and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264.
Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days, philsgang.com.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from. All that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you a fan of the Phil's Gang radio show? Then you should check out philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Get my website. Get my color-coded chart and membership free for 10 days. And you're going to enjoy it. For 10 days, you're going to know this thing really works, the color-coded chart. It works. The technology is incredible. All I ask when you start making money, please give money to St. Jude, please. Okay. Now, here's the benefit of it. When the market is rigged from quantitative easing, remember what quantitative easing is. It's a big fancy name. All it is printing of money. That's all it is. It's nothing more. It's just continually, printing money and to rig the financial markets. It's a big game. So that's fine. That's great. Let them do this. I'm not going to worry about it because they want to keep pushing the money market up, stock market up by money printing. But here's what happened. Wall Street's getting rich off the stock market, but Main Street isn't. Main Street gets destroyed because your wages don't go up. Your wages don't go up. So here's what happens. Because they don't plow their money back into the company, what they call CapEx, or business investment. They use that money to buy their own stock. Now, the problem with that, we got 50% of our 160 million workforce make less than $33,000 a year. That's $2,750 a month. They're getting destroyed. 33% make less than $20,000 a year. They're getting destroyed. Because these people need to get wage increases. They're not getting it because they're not increasing their productivity. They're not going to give it to them. Now, what they have done, because the economy is going down 40, 50%, while the stock market's going up 400%, or let's go back to the last 4 years. In the last 4 years, the market went up 75%, and the economy went down 50%. So how do they sustain it? Well, they're now printing $75 billion every month, every month to keep the credit markets open at night. So the repos at night, so banks can lend to each other. Because at night, remember, they got to square their books. If I lent $10 million more and I have my bank, I'd say, hey, my friend Billy the bank, hey, let me that $10 million. I'll give it back to you in the morning. I'll give you a VIG of 1.5%. Okay, that all stops. They don't do that anymore. So now we have to print the money, and the Fed steps in and they take care of it. That means our dollar goes down in value. It means your food prices go up. Everything goes up. Now to keep interest rates at zero, they're printing $26 billion an hour. $26 billion every hour, 24 days. 24/7. Do you believe that? To keep the rates at zero so that the 10th percentile can get more wealthy. Unbelievable. That's to keep rates at zero. Then they're printing $750 billion a month so CEOs can do stock buybacks to lower the amount of shares they have outstanding, so every time their earnings stink, they can make sure their stock goes up. So if you really want to know, when you hear these guys on fake business news networks every day telling you how, boy, look at this, earnings, they beat by 10%. Boy, their earnings, above average, their earnings. No, don't look at their earnings. It's all rigged. Look at what? Look at top-line sales. I want to look at their top-line sales. It's unbelievable. They're printing $608 million an hour, 24 hours a day to prop up the corporate debt. In other words, all this debt that they accumulated, these corporations, this is where it's going to kill everybody. The corporate debt right now is about $11 trillion. They're dying. They're dying, these corporations, because they haven't been focusing on top-line sales. They haven't been putting money back into their company. And when you don't put your money back into your company, you don't increase productivity, that means the country suffers. That means Main Street suffers. You suffer. But they don't care. It's about them. They don't care. What do they care? They're getting rich. Every time they put money in and they buy their own shares back and the stock goes up because of fake earnings, they're getting rich because they're tied to the stock price. But here's what's happening. It's over for corporations. They're so far in debt right now. Think about it. They're so far in debt that the Federal Reserve is printing $608 million every hour, 24 hours a day, to keep them afloat. The banks are in such problem, in such debt right now, the banks. They have to go in and buy their mortgages, because they're locked into these 2.2, 2.5% mortgages. And they know if at some point they got to raise rates, it'll tear these banks apart. Can you imagine? So they're in there, again, trying to protect these banks so they can buy all their mortgages. They go in to buy their mortgages, so they're printing about $215 billion to hold the banks up. $215 billion a month to prop up the banks, $608 million an hour to prop up the corporations. And they're telling you, wow, is this a good V-shaped economy? Look at this. We went from 31% in the hole up to even again. No, you're not even. You're not even. Housing. Look at the housing market. Thank God that we've been shorting the housing. Now, did you know when to get out of your home builder stocks? No, we did, because it turned red. And then and that's the beautiful thing. If you go and take a look at our stocks, McDonald's, we got into McDonald's when it turned green. It didn't turn green immediately. If you look at McDonald's, it was red, telling us the institutions, not enough money was in there yet, and that was at $179. And then we finally were able to get in when it was around $188. And it worked. I'm not going to get in at the lower price, because that means one morning I could wake up and the stock's down 10, 15%. Imagine have that nice safety net when you get into a stock now. You don't have to worry about also it's going to drop. How much fear? You notice the fear that people have with the stocks? Their palms are sweating and they're trying to click that mouse and they just don't want. They're holding back. They're so scared. If I put that on now, it could in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, the stock could go down. Those fears are gone. But even better, on McDonald's, when that went up 20%, and I'm not saying my every gang member made 20%. I'm not saying that. Some get it. It's a 20% opportunity where they get in. It's up to them. It's green. They make that decision. But here's the beautiful thing. Now it turned red. Now it turned red after we got the 20%, and now it's on the way down, and we're making money. We got a 6% return in about the last 4 days, and it's going to keep going down. We did the same thing. We did the same thing with DRI. Beautiful. It went up 31%. Now it's on its way down, and we're making money on the way down, 11%. Apple, same thing. We caught Apple on the way up, and now it's on the way down. So Apple, we got in Apple somewhere around, I think it was around $68. $68. And then it went up to around $138. That's 103%. Again, I'm not saying my gang members everybody made 103%, but here's the most important part of it. It started turning red around $120, and now it's down to $108. And if that's 10%, so we made the money on the way up, and now we're making money on the way down. That's what you need to do. You got to make the money on the way down. What are you going to do? Get out of your stock, and the stock is up like Apple. Or even, I don't care if it's Apple or by Darden. So let's take McDonald's. It was up 20%. So what are you going to do? Go buy another stock that's up 20%? No, you got to buy stocks that are on sale. And that's what we do. Oil is going to be on sale. Oil's on sale. We're going to catch oil off the bottom. We're going to catch the airlines off the bottom. But oil is going to be the biggest moneymaker in gold for next year. So all this quantitative easing only helps Wall Street get wealthier. It kills Main Street. And the way you can level the playing field in the stock market when it's rigged, you got to be able to know how to make, when it goes down, you're making money, it goes up. So please, sign up for my webinar, okay, my Team Trader Academy. It's only $125. You got the archive for 3 months. And also go to my site right now and sign up and get your free color-coded chart for 10 days and membership. I'll see you on the charts. Have a safe weekend.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.